Hey there, observers!
This is Taiwan Observer with us,
Vincent and
Joseph, the boys.
the boys.
That's right, we're bringing you another episode of Observations with the Boys.
That's right, observations with the boys right here. And you might notice there's something a little bit different here today. Well, we have a different seating plan here, as you can see.
Yeah, what's happening? Like, I'm sitting here on your right, my left, and he's sitting there on his right and your left.
So, what does this mean? Why have we suddenly decided to change seats? Well, friends, we have
a request from our young fan that is only attending second grade, but he was asking us why we always sit in the same places. So we decided to please him and change the places, and here we are. I'm sitting on this seat and he's sitting on that seat.
Yes, that's right. This young fan, nearly 8 years old, has asked us to please change seats. So, how can we deny a request from such an eager young fan?
Big shout out going out to Mr. Little Vic.
All right, Vic, thanks.
Vic, that's for you, mate. Yeah, we'll change the seats, bro.
All right, here we go, guys. So today before we get into anything, we're gonna give you a little bit rundown of today's episode. So here we go. First off, we're gonna be talking about the new local cases here in Taiwan. COVID-19 has hit us again, and this time it's a cluster.
Unfortunately, that's true. And the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the history and the scarcity of the masks that was present at the beginning of last year. And then we're gonna go to the colored mask investigation and the results of the investigation.
Yes, next we're gonna talk to you about why you should be wearing your masks, and we're also gonna be asking you guys how masks have helped you. Not only are we gonna do that, but we are going to talk about masks and the protocols for COVID-19 in general, bringing down even regular flu cases here in Taiwan, according to the CDC. So, when we're done with that, we've got something else special for you. What have we got for them?
We are going to show off these bad boys, and we've got quite a few more, not only these, but quite a few more patterns. So, stay tuned and watch through till the end.
Yes, because these are not the only cool masks we've got. We've literally got hundreds. We won't be able to show you them all, but we'll show you a sampling of our favorites.
All right then. Okay. And then for the last thing, we are going to show you a graphic this time. Not a meme, but a graphic. All right, let's get cracking. So, why were we wearing the masks?
Well, to talk about it, frankly, there has been a cluster here in Taiwan. Yes, that's right. A cluster infection at a local hospital. It was just released today, the name of the hospital. Again, we won't reiterate it here, but we have posted about it already. So if you want to know more about it, go again to our Facebook page and check that out. Okay, so first off, what happened starting last week? There was a doctor infected, and then his girlfriend, who's a nurse at the same hospital, also got infected with COVID-19. They believe this doctor was infected when he was intubating a COVID-19 patient. So he got sick, his girlfriend got sick, and then they shut down a bunch of stores and disinfected them. A local Starbucks in Taoyuan and a bunch of other stores, they closed down, disinfected, just to make sure that everything was clean for future customers. If you want to know more about that, again, go to our Facebook page where there is a list of places and the times that you can check out, see if you've been in that area at that time, and obviously self-health management. It's a little bit late now, but it never hurts if you live in Taoyuan to check it out. All right, guys, so there were another few cases after this first initial doctor and the nurse. Another nurse got sick, then another doctor, and then another nurse. Today it was reported, or last night it was reported, that there was another nurse that was unfortunately infected. So now this has grown to 5 people in the same hospital, and it is a cluster infection.
That's right. 3 nurses and 2 doctors in total. As it is of time of like as of now. But we are not sure what's gonna happen at the time of releasing this video.
Yes.
So let's hope that this is we're gonna keep it at 5, but maybe there'll be more local cases. But what we know for sure is that you have to, as you said, you have to keep hygiene, and there are four main things, which is obviously wearing a mask, then washing your hands often, disinfecting the surfaces, and keeping the social distance.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So if you're observing those, then you're probably gonna be fine.
Well,
all right.
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, guys. So
next segment
are the masks. Right. So like history of the masks. So in Asia or in Taiwan, throughout Asia, really throughout East Asia, masks are very popular. Actually, they were invented by like N95 was invented by a Taiwanese person. But then like let's talk about these masks that we have here. They became popular after SARS, the initial SARS in 2004, was it? And then people just carried on wearing them, and the production wasn't big. And then when the COVID-19, when Wuhan pneumonia struck at the beginning of last year of 2020, people found out there are not enough of them, and then they started to, what did they do?
Well, exactly what used to happen was we brought about 90% of our masks in from China or overseas somewhere, and then they would put them here on the market in Taiwan. And actually what happened right in the beginning there was that China got it first, and they started to say, no, we need these masks, and they locked down production. They took all the masks that they were producing, and they were basically giving it out to their own people, as they should look after their own people. So that left Taiwan in a tricky situation. Suddenly there was a scarcity of masks and nobody could get it, right? So we only were producing a few million masks every day, and now Taiwan, through a large effort by the government, has brought in more mask making machines, and they have upped production from just a few million a day to about 24 to 25 million masks a day. So that means we're making 2-3 million more masks a day than the population of the country. So people don't even wear a mask every day. I know sometimes you shouldn't say this, but sometimes I wear my mask 2 days in a row because I forgot my mask at home or something, and one was in my pocket and I need it for the MRT, stuff like that. So maybe you don't leave your house one day, or you're not going to a crowded area, so you don't always need a mask.
So guys, that was the history. At the beginning of last year, it was quite difficult at the beginning to get the masks, and government started rationing them. And then if you wanted to get those masks, you would have to first register on an app and website, and then go line up to a local pharmacy and then acquire those masks from them. And then that situation was going through from, I think, February all the way till April, right? I think maybe a little bit later than that. And then like
even May or June, people were still lining up for regularly for their masks, right?
And then from June, like what happened, there was from June onwards, there was this explosion of different patterns of masks. So we're gonna show you this mask in a second. But like first off, we're gonna tell you about this investigation that just revealed that these masks are actually, the colored masks are not carcinogenic, because members of the public expressed the concern that this dyed colored masks are probably carcinogenic. So there was an investigation carried out by the government authorities, and they checked more than samples from more than 100 suppliers, and then they said that they are not carcinogenic. But then they still reminded the public to remain cautious. If you smell some pungent, strong smell coming from your mask, you should remain cautious. You probably not wear such a mask. But most of these masks that, like, for example, okay, let's just start with these ones that we are wearing. Like on the other side, this is just plain white. So like this dye doesn't bleed through to the other side, so it's totally safe. That's it really.
So basically not only carcinogenic, but they also looked for harmful chemicals.
Yeah.
And there were no harmful chemicals over the legal limit, basically. So even though we've got all these brightly colored masks, and some people may have been scared or curious as to what the health effects of these colors are, it turns out
that they are safe. Basically, they are safe. And well, as long as they're in Taiwan, then you obviously have to check the sources every time. You have to check if they are made by the local suppliers, and like the law in Taiwan is very rigorous. So I think most of the time they will come from local suppliers, and local suppliers are pretty much on point with their masks. So there are big chances that they're going to be safe as long as they're made in Taiwan.
Yes, some recent mask companies have been fined for bringing over Chinese-made masks.
One particular.
Yeah, and then they have labeled them as Taiwan-made masks when actually they were not. So, it's always best to make sure that you know where your masks come from, and if it comes from a proper Taiwanese company, then you're all good. And most of the time, if the mask is actually got Taiwan's
made in Taiwan, MIT or MIT.
MIT. If it's got MIT like embossed or burned into it, then it's most likely going to be a legit Taiwan-made mask. Anyway, moving on from masks, and we'll show off our masks in a minute, our hundreds of styles. But moving on from that, we've got a little bit of an advisory for you guys. So like we said earlier, if you are going out in public, whatever, make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you're wearing your mask on public transportation. Make sure you are disinfecting surfaces you touch often, or that many people are touching often. And that should help you a lot with your safety in the pandemic. Yeah. So another thing is you should be observing the law, especially social distancing laws, or if you cannot social distance, like the law says, you then have to be wearing your mask, especially on public transportation. Now, this is in Taiwan, it's not a mandate, it's not a guidance, it's not a request. In Taiwan, it is actually part of the law. They made a new law at the beginning of this pandemic, and it is on the books, and it states that what should be happening with your mask, especially on public transport, is that you should be wearing your mask. So maybe different cities at the beginning of the pandemic had different rules about stuff, but I think it's pretty universal these days in Taiwan that public transport, you need a mask. The CECC has said if you're going into crowded places or places of consumption, and places of consumption isn't just anywhere that you're eating. It means anywhere you're buying stuff. Okay,
that's right.
If you're buying anything, you're buying food, you're buying clothes, you're buying basically any retail area, you should be wearing a mask.
Should be masked.
Yes. Okay. So again, that is a law, not a guideline.
Guys, okay, so then we were talking about the scarcity of the masks. Then after the rationing stopped, there was the explosion of different masks. Like many suppliers started to make colored masks, and then now we have this abundance of masks everywhere. And what I've been doing, I've been collecting them, and I've just realized today, actually, before I came here, how many masks I have, and we're gonna reveal like literally a fraction of the collection fraction of all the masks that I have in my collection. And then maybe let's start with these Christmas ones there.
All right, because it's just been Christmas, and we'll start out with another holiday one as well. Yeah. So here we go. We've got a whole bunch of masks here.
Yeah, look at that. Look at these designs. We're just going to go through them very quickly.
Yeah, this is
mistletoes and that.
Mistletoes and reindeers and Santa hats.
Then we have snowflakes.
Cool little snowflakes and stuff. Look at that, reindeer and mushrooms and Christmas trees. I don't know what the mushrooms are about, but okay. We've got stars and other gold things. Oh, it's gold and shiny. That's cute.
Snowman, sequins, right?
Snowman on there. Look at that.
Look at this
snowman, some hearts.
I actually haven't even looked at this.
Oh, look at this one, a red one with lots of little Santas on it. Look at that. All of them say made in Taiwan, by the way. All of them.
All of them are medical grade.
Yeah,
These are medical grade. All of them. Every single one of them is medical grade.
Here we go. There is another one.
And
with
then
little
look at this one.
presents and Christmas trees.
Look at this one. This is
And then this is a
celebratory
special one.
for 2020.
2021 special 2021 mask for New Year, the New Year's mask. So there we go. That is our holiday masks. Next, we're going to talk about a mask that you may have seen at the Pride Parade, friends. Yes, this is
A Pride Parade mask.
Pride Parade mask. There you go. It was very popular at the Pride Parade, and still I see lots of people wearing them around. You know, show off your pride, guys. Come on, this.
Yeah. Well, this is another rainbow mask, as you can guys see here.
Not exactly a pride mask, but still fun to look at.
Still nice, and I think many people would find it useful and something to be proud of. And this is the mask that we were wearing at the beginning of the show.
And this is a different cut of masks other than the regular ones. This is like a single piece that has been cut. So it's not got the strings attached.
I love Taiwan.
I love Taiwan mask. This is one of my favorite masks. I wish I could get a whole pack, but I've only got one. And then we've got our flag masks over here.
And then we've got the camos. Look at that. We have got a whole
different style, a whole group of
big
camo
bunch
masks.
of different camos. A pink camo,
green camo,
then what's that?
Orange and yellow camo, blue camo,
and different green, more military style camo.
Yeah, very cool.
Then flowery patterns. Actually, they're like waves. Look at that. You want that? And then you've got these floral ones. We've got that. We're gonna move on to this very special one at the very end.
Yeah.
Then you've got these two colored ones, which are very.
And some of them have different textures. So some of them are more like.
But these feel very comfortable when you wear these. You know?
Yeah, these are a little bit thicker than the other masks we've been looking at, right? They're very comfortable.
Very, very comfortable.
They're black on the one side and they're purple on the other.
They're very nice, guys. Then look at this. This is like prickly one. Very like rough.
Oh, it's got like a texture on it, like a. That's very cool. That's interesting.
It's a bit prickly.
It looks like some sort of skin.
Yeah, like a gator one, eh? Gator mask. This is like roses as well.
Yeah, we've got like a rose pattern burned into that mask.
Somebody told me that this is like in Mandarin they explain this is like a lace one, which is like a pattern of lace, but it's not really lace.
Yeah, I've actually seen someone out in the wild with a proper like a mask like this with like proper like lace over
really?
it.
Wow,
yeah, it was interesting.
That must have been
expensive. It's not a limited edition or something.
Or just a cover, actually.
Maybe. It could be a cover.
Actually knitted, right?
Yeah.
And then, okay, we're going to talk about this mask. Look at that. This one we acquired. I mean, I didn't buy them. Somebody gifted them to me at the pro-Trump parade in Taipei by 101. So very, very, very special, especially given the fact that ex-President Trump, in a few days, never wore a mask, or maybe once in public, and then here we have Trump's mask. So this is really, really interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be a very special relic of this time, I think, in a few years. This was before, after he was dropped, right? Not after he wasn't re-elected,
and then wasn't re-elected,
and then it was like a pro-Trump rally here in Taiwan who were making these masks, and it says on the mask, "Keep America Great 2020 Trump," and there's a little White House, and here you can see the little logo on there.
But there's no America, make America great again. Okay, what do we have here?
Then we have some other special masks. We've got this one. It's a Snoopy mask. It's a cloth mask, so it's actually made with cloth, you know. These are less effective than the medical grade masks, but still, if you don't have one, it's a good alternative, especially where it's difficult to get masks.
And then we've got this one. This is actually made by somebody, and somebody gifted them to me. I've got a whole bunch of them with different patterns made of different fabric. What you do with them, you put regular masks inside.
Like this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Grab the little thing, the little string, and pull it through.
And then
So you put those inside the covers, and then they're mask covers so that you can reuse your medical mask.
Yeah, that's supposed to make it more comfortable.
And also, more comfortable to wear.
And then you can always wash this one. If you have a few of these, you can always wash this one. So, like, this was also made at the beginning of last year when the masks were very scarce, and like you could wear it like this, and then you could just reuse it, right? So like, and then another thing that people came up with is like, if you didn't have this thing, like a mask cover, you could get like a mask pad, a lining that you would put inside of a mask, and then you would basically keep changing it, and then you would have like a new mask, new padding inside of a mask.
And some of these cloth style masks actually have a slit in the side so that you can put these pads in it so that you could still have the medical protection while having the comfort of the cloth ones.
That's right. And this one?
And then these ones over here, they're not exactly medical grade, but they are for particle PM 2.5, if you know what that is. So
a thing very popular in Taiwan.
Yeah, so they're especially with that coal-fired power plant.
The biggest
so
one
these
in the
are
world.
pollution masks, but they're also effective against, other types of bacteria and viruses and stuff, but less effective than the medical grade masks, of course. So these ones are, some people like them more because they're more comfortable, they're softer. I think particularly my wife likes them more because they, when they go over your face like this, it doesn't rub off your makeup as much, and it doesn't rub off your lipstick like the other masks.
I can understand that, yeah. And then the last one, that's where you got this. This is just a normal fabric mask, right?
These are a normal fabric mask with a little bit of a special cut. These were actually around before the pandemic for people driving scooters so that they didn't have to breathe in all those toxic fumes from the back of other people's rides while on.
That's right.
On their scooter, so that's that.
Like people used to put masks, actually just regular masks under these still. But anyway, guys, so
look at all these masks. Look at that.
Look at them. Look at this mess
Look
of
at them.
masks.
Look at them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all, sir. Here we go. We've got masks for years
galore.
Here.
That's a mask galore.
We could start a shop. Anyway, you were saying.
Okay, yeah, guys. So we're kind of running on. Like here is our graphic for this week. So like as I was saying, last week we had snow, and I also went to see the snow, but I didn't manage to see the snow because I didn't have the chains. And then that was just last week. It's still cold, but what we've experienced, sorry, that was actually 2 weeks ago. What we experienced last week was this. In Taroko, in Hualien County, we have already plum blooming, trees of plum blooming beautifully, and you can see flowers. So like, yeah, this is a quite of a juxtaposition here, and we've got like totally two different seasons. There's like dead of the winter, and then here is like spring, just in a space of 7 days.
Just in 7 days. Look at that. Yeah. We go from this. We have this massive juxtaposition here with the cold and the snow to springtime.
Yeah. So this is quite interesting. This is
very interesting.
Yeah. This is our own. Right. So yeah, this is our own graphic that we've made. This time we decided to go with our own one. All right, then I think this is all for today.
All right, that's it. That's our show today, guys. Thank you very much. Remember, you should always like, subscribe, and most importantly, share. So thank you very much for liking, subscribing, sharing. Hey, hold on, man. You see that guy over there?
Yeah, I'm gonna shank you, boy.
Hey, you didn't subscribe. Hey, why you not sharing our stuff? Hit that like button.
Yeah, don't be.
What are you doing?
Yeah, man, don't like that up, man. You have to subscribe to us, otherwise they're gonna go and juke you, bro.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let's get this guy, man. He's not subscribing. He's been watching our content for free and not subscribing. Oh, anyway, guys, hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on Twitter, Taiwan Observer. Type that in, you'll find us. Hit us up on YouTube. We're posting all these videos to YouTube as well. So if you guys are out there and listening, thank you very much. This has been another episode of I almost said it wrong again.
Observations with the boys.
Observations with the boys.
Episode 6.
Episode 6.
6.
However you like to do it. This seems easier.
6.
All right. Peace.
Bye.